Great business, great life, and the 6 steps to reaching that point. We talk a lot about the 6 steps. We do that to underpin how systematic and intentional it can be to build that great business and that great life from it. I'm Andrew Laurie from BGB, and today I actually want to talk through the 6 steps. It'll be a brief version of it. There's a fair bit of detail that underpins this, but I want everyone to have an understanding of how intentionally and what sorts of things you can intentionally implement in your business to build one that works without you and delivers you a great income. And at that point, you're free to have that wonderful life that you no doubt wanted and sought when you started a business and took on those challenges. So I'll go through this fairly quickly. There are actually only 4 that are mandatory, and then I will mention the top 2 as well. It begins with mastery. And in mastery, what we're referring to here is control. This is not a massively successful business. It's simply having the right controls in place. And there are a couple in particular which I think are really, really important. Okay, money mastery, control of the financials. It's not necessarily making loads of money, but it's at least knowing where the money is. Cash flow forecast, profit and loss statement, balance sheet, so on. Destination mastery is the other one. I think, well, we talk about that great life, that ideal life. Start from there. Be clear on what that looks like. And then you can work out what the business needs to get to so that you can have that. Being clear on the destination is really important. Those sorts of controls underpin everything else. Now, niche is all about cash flow. This is sales and marketing, winning customers, buying customers, keeping customers, getting more value from them. This is the growth part of the business. Sales and marketing is the key here. Implementing, in our view, the 5 steps is the most powerful methodology you can use. I know ever since I built a $2 billion company over in the UK, 5 ways we looked at it every single morning. 8 a.m. first thing, our management team went through it. The 5 ways is what I'd be pursuing. Helps you to structure and plan where there are actually 380 odd different ways you can grow a business. But the 5 ways is a structure that you can monitor it, plan it, implement it, keep control of it. Leverage is the step where you're systematizing the business. You're putting in place those sorts of processes, the culture is an important part of it, the org chart, who does what, some of that foundational stuff that is all about making the business work reliably, consistently, and to not depend on you, nor, by the way, on any other individual. This is the step that is about making the business work properly as a business, not the people working all the time, or you working all the time, most importantly. Team, step 4, is about getting the right people, getting them understand what they're doing. So recruitment, by the way, is a critical part of that, and our 5-hour recruitment process is one of the most popular frameworks we help our members with, because it's a great way of getting people into your team who have the right attitude, the right fit with the team, communicate well. And absolutely, you test for their skills, but they need to be the right sort of person. Now, it then becomes a case of managing them well. And that day-to-day management is what ensures you keep them motivated, keep them aligned, keep them doing the right things, keep them working at the right rate. Now, what you end up having, of course, is a team which are supported by some systems. If you recruited a whole lot of people and had no systems in place, you'd get chaos. So you need to have a right level of systems. Of course, it's the money that pays for it, so you've got to have the sales and marketing engine. And of course, you grow this business madly. If you didn't have the controls underpinning it, once again, you probably have disaster before you know it. So there is a sequence to it. But put those 4 in place. Put them in place reasonably well. You can start to get away. You can have that month-long holiday in Europe you've been planning. You can get away easily for a week here, a week there, cut back to a 3 or 4 day week. Of course, soon enough, you get the whole thing implemented really well. And at that point, you'll be able to step away for a lot longer. I know for me, as soon as I got to that point with my first coaching business, I took a year to run Rotary in Sydney, and then the following year took the family over to France for a year. So the boys could have a year of French schooling, master the language, and we could all go skiing for a full season. Great fun. That's part of what we had, my wife and I, had designed as our ideal life, our great life. And that's why we built that business to that point. And you can do that fairly quickly. Now, to get to that point, how long would it take? By accident, if you get there, most don't, of course, People who don't do it intentionally usually don't get there and the business struggles at some point, or they just end up working endlessly until they stop. If you do it intentionally though, from the day you open the doors, start the business, a few years. 5 years, I think, is what most businesses should expect to get it done within. If you're already running, if you've already got a bit of cash flow, a few customers, maybe 1 or 2 team members, you've got an established business, then shorter, 2, 3 years. That sort of time frame is typically what it takes to get to this point where the business works without you and drives that sort of income, delivers that sort of income you want. If you want to then multiply the business, buy other companies, maybe go into state or internationally, new product lines, and perhaps franchise it or something like that. There are lots of options. This is where you can multiply this great business. You don't have to, of course. You may not be inspired, motivated to do that, and that's fine. Alternatively now, it works without the owner and it delivers good income. It's a saleable asset. You can sell it. Make a big amount of money from it, that final payday. In the end, what you choose to do at the end here is up to you. Your design of great life is really your design of great life. From our perspective at BGB, we want to help every business owner in Sydney turn the business into a great business. Do it intentionally through this process, and through that, live a really great life. Use that business to enable you to have your true ideal life. All the best.